Welcome back to Edwards Stadium as we begin to wrap up this 1993 Pac-10 Track and Field Championship. After 18 of the 19 women's events, it is UCLA with a commanding lead over Oregon and Arizona State. Perhaps the only surprise there, Dwight, is that the Lady Sun Devils are so far to the rear.
Well, you know, we talked about in the opening that they really should run away with this, but they have had an absolutely disastrous meet here at the Pac-10. And UCLA has had the opposite. They've had a fabulous meet. And even if Arizona State were to win this going away, there's just no way that they can crawl into the top three, and not top two.
Now the final women's event of the day is the women's 4x400-meter relay. The USA record 3:15.51, the collegiate mark set by Florida last year. And just take a look at this field. We will be watching lanes 4 and 5. The Sun Devils of Arizona State, their first leg will be run by Shanika Campbell. And right next door, UCLA's Andrea Lee will line up. It should be between the Bruins and the Sun Devils.
You know, there was a chance that this meet could come down to this race for a while, but with Arizona State's disastrous showing in the 100, in the 400, and the 400 hurdles where they expected to get a lot of points, the only place where they really came through was in the 800 where they swept the top 3 places. They won the 1500, but UCLA is just cruising now. They're going to win on both the men's and women's side, and Arizona State's going to have to lick their wounds and get ready for the NCAAs, where they're favored to take second place behind Louisiana State.
UCLA running in lane 5, Andrea Lee. She missed the last 2 outdoor Pac-10 championships because of hamstring injuries. And it is now out in lane 7 and lane 8, Washington State's Tanya Smith and Stanford's Christy Boyd.
Now they run the first full turn in the second lane, in lanes, and break for the pole after the full turn. So we'll get a real good chance to see, but Arizona State is leading at this exchange.
And now Cow out in lane 8. Rosalind Mack will run the second leg, but Arizona State way out in front. Lottie Akinrimi Campbell, a split 53.4.
And for Arizona State, this is really for pride. If they can at least win the closing relay and make the points not look so spread out, then that'll be a little bit of help. Leonard Braxton, their new head coach, has got to be very upset with the way that this meet has unfolded for the Lady Sun Devils, and they'll be doing some fine-tuning between now and the NCAA championships in New Orleans in 2 weeks.
Now Arizona State's 1600-meter relay team had by far the best time here in '93, 3:30.43, and Lottie Akinrimi, the sophomore, one of the twins out of Chiawa, Nigeria, is running away. And there's the exchange now to Janice Nichols. Janice, a freshman from Bakersfield. She reminds so many people, Dwight, down at Arizona State, of the great Micelle Malone.
No question about that. And if she can come up and run the type of times that Micelle ran, she was the American indoor record holder at 400 meters for a time. Akinrimi split 53.8, and I'd say, Phil, right now, the difference between Arizona State in first and UCLA in third is about the difference in their conference times this year, about 3 seconds. Unless something disastrous happens, Arizona State should win this final relay easily, and UCLA, even though they're fighting off Oregon, UCLA should finish second.
That's Erin Blunt of UCLA running second. She won the 400-meter hurdles, but right now this race belongs to Arizona State. Janice Nichols running the third leg as Tayo Akinrimi, Lottie's twin sister, gets set to take the baton and try and run the Lady Sun Devils to victory.
UCLA should be able to maintain this lead with Camille Noel on the anchor. For Nichols, 53.2, an outstanding relay carry, and they're averaging about 53.4, all of them within 6/10 of a second on their relay carry. So a well-disciplined relay team has the Arizona State Sun Devils, Lady Sun Devils, but I think that they expected this to be the crowning race for them. I don't think they even expected that they would have to win this race to win the team title at the conference.
For UCLA, Camille Noel, you remember that name. She was a part of the Canadian Olympic team that finished 4th in Barcelona. She is trying to make up ground for UCLA, and while she does, she'll come nowhere close to knocking off Arizona State. The team of Shanika Campbell, Lottie Akinrimi, Janice Nichols, and Tayo Akinrimi wins the women's 4x4.
UCLA finishing second and Oregon finishing third. So that just adds to their point totals. UCLA will finish with over 130 points. UCLA in the 120-point range, and Arizona State just breaking 100.
Arizona State nowhere close to their season best. They ran just as fast as they had to.